folks. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that follow the channel, you're probably aware that recently I've been running a stronger front differential in my YXZ, and that's thanks to Meticulous Detail Manufacturing, MDM for short, and Jesse Hancock's. He's furnished me with a much stronger billet carrier for the front diff, and the carrier comes with 2 extra spider gears. And not only is there extra spider gears, but the spider gears themselves are made stronger than OEM. So I just wanted to put together a quick video just to give a little bit better explanation on exactly what all I got going on with my front diff. This is your OEM carrier and your 2 spider gears right here. And this is half of my housing. I just wanted to put this in the video just to kind of show the after effects of after you break your spider gears. But on this one, you got your 2 spider gears, one here and one here. And if you look right here, you can see on this one where I broke, it looks like 2, maybe 3 teeth right here. And then the same on this one, if you spin it around, I broke 2 to 3 teeth on this side as well. So not only, I broke a spider gear on each side. So all these teeth starts, due to the rotation inside your diff, starts swirling around inside your housing. And one of them punched out here. Blue one that came out here right next to my actuator. And then there's another hole, if you can see it right down there. You can see it better on this side. But yeah, just on this half of the diff alone, I got 3 holes in it. And there may have been a couple other holes in the other half. I really don't remember. But yeah, that's the OEM carrier and the 2 spider gears right here that break regular. Pretty common for those to break. And then here, that's going to be your MDM carrier and your 4 extra spider gears, one here, 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 and here. You can just tell by looking at it, that's a much better made carrier as opposed to the OEM. And the stock carrier, it's going to be made out of cast metal. And then you got the MDM carrier. It's made out of 4140 chromoly. Better material right there. You got your OEM spider gears. They're going to be made out of powdered metal, which is probably why they're continuously breaking. You lock in your front diff, snap, they break, it's all she wrote. The spider gears on the MDM carrier, they're going to be made out of 8620 case hardened billet. So not only are they made out of a stronger material, but you got 2 extra, which I'm not going to say it's bulletproof. Anything has a breaking point, but it's going to take quite a bit to break a spider gear on one of these carriers. I feel really good with what I've got going on with mine. I've used my diff quite a bit since I've started running this carrier. I've had no issues out of it whatsoever. And then you got these, the main pin that holds these spider gears together. It's made out of 4140 case hardened billet. And then the pin holding the 2 extra there and there, it's made out of 4140 billet. So, yeah, just stronger all around together. And then as far as the actual body of the carrier, on the OEM, you got this big hole on this side, and you can actually see your ring gear on this one thanks to the big holes that are in your OEM carrier. But these big holes, whenever your carrier is rotating inside of your diff, oil is getting in there, but there's not a lot of movement to it. It just kind of sloshes around. It just gets in there and just kind of sloshes, and it doesn't move too much. So on the MDM carrier, you've got 4 slotted rectangles. One there, one there, one there, one there. If you can kind of see it, I think you can tell that in the video, how it's got the slant to it right here. Whenever this starts rotating inside of your diff with these slots in these holes, that's causing gear oil to shoot through, and it kind of acts like a pump, an oil pump. And if you look real close, you can actually see the teeth to your spider gears right there. So it's a better system for getting fluid to your gears than OEM. It's made out of stronger material. I think MDM really did an excellent job putting this carrier together. Whenever you go with a MDM carrier and the 4 spider gears, you just run your stock or your OEM side gears. There's no need in rebuilding or making your side gears any stronger. Your side gears are flanged, and that kind of transfers the majority of the load into the carrier anyway. Plus, again, it's surrounded by 4 billet spider gears. So the chances of you breaking an OEM side gear is pretty unlikely. You can actually see the side gear in the bottom of this one because of the big hole. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that side gear whatsoever. I mean, all the teeth are still in good shape. I can't exactly turn it around to where you can see it on the camera. But yeah, all the teeth turned out to be fine on the side gears. The ring and pinion gears turned out to be fine. The main issue whenever you blow your diff is your spider gears breaking and then shooting through your housing. But everything else on the last 2 front diffs that we've taken apart, every other part inside the diffs have been in perfect condition. So yeah, that's definitely the downfall right here to the Yamaha YXZ front diff, is breaking the spider gears. Yeah, I don't want to tell anybody that the MDM carrier is unbreakable. Anything has a breaking point, but whenever you go from this to a chromoly carrier, billet spider gears, 2 extra on top of that, chances of you having any trouble out of your front diff, I gotta say they're pretty unlikely. I feel really good with it. I've used my front diff quite a bit since I've started running this, and so far I've had no issues whatsoever. I would recommend, if you're an East Coast YXZ guy and you like to use your front diff, but you're kind of worried because you're afraid you're going to break a spider gear, or if you're a YXZ guy that likes to run portals. I'm sure you guys are aware that if you're going to run portals on your YXZ, you kind of need to build your machine to match the portals. Whenever you are running portals, you're adding a lot of width and a lot of weight to each wheel. So that does put quite a bit of stress on your machine. So you need to build up things like your steering rack, your tie rods, ball joints, preferably heavy duty axles. And whenever you start running into things like that, you're weakening your front diff even more. So if I was a portal guy, I would definitely be looking into getting this chromoly carrier with the billet spider gears for sure, just to save my front diff. And East Coast guys, this is the answer to your front diff problems. I'm feeling pretty confident in that. But also I wanted to say too, one last thing. A lot of you probably think of a YXZ whenever it's blowing its front diff, that somebody's making some kind of a crazy hill climb, or they've got it pegged and their front end's coming off the ground, their front diff's locked in, both tires are spinning, one of them slamming down on the ground. Well, I just want to let you guys know, the last 2 front diffs that I've blown, both times I was going less than 5 miles per hour. My front diff was locked in, and I really wasn't even in that bad of a situation, but it was bad enough to where I needed my front diff. But I was traveling less than 5 miles an hour. It just involved me making a really hard cut to the right or a really hard cut to the left. And I guess when you got your front diff locked in, you got both wheels pulling at a continuous pace. And if you've got your wheel cut all the way in one direction, that's putting a lot of strain on your axles and on your front differential. So yeah, I didn't have it pegged less than 5 miles an hour. It just involved my diff being locked in, making a really hard cut, having to punch it just a little bit to maybe give it just a little bit of gas to get over a rock. And both times in doing that, I heard the loud crack, got out, checked my axles were fine. Couldn't see any holes because the holes were hidden. But yeah, just to let you guys know on that front diff, it tends to be a little bit weak. And some people can say it's the heavy duty axles, it's the bigger tires that I'm running. I think anybody that's in YXZ addicts has definitely seen many people with issues on their spider gears breaking on their front differential. But anyway, folks, MDM, Meticulous Detail Manufacturing, Jesse Hancock's, anybody that's interested in picking up one of these carriers with the extra spider gears, you can reach Jesse at jhancox@mdmllp.com. And I will leave his email. I'll leave it in a comment section after the video goes up. And if you're on Facebook too, you can also reach Jesse through Facebook Messenger, Jesse Hancock's. I'll leave a comment at the bottom of the video saying his name and what his email is if anybody's interested in contacting him on picking up one of these carriers. But folks, I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, by all means, subscribe to the channel. We got a few things planned coming up here in the near future, and we're hoping to have a really good summer. So stay tuned, and hope to see you on the next one.